Hello, my name is Jeremiah Castro, and this is Making a Christmas Card. I had some people ask me for a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to do one of my Christmas cards. Alright, let me kind of start at the beginning of where the whole Christmas card idea came from. So, I think I was at my buddy Raphael's house, and on his fridge there was this card from one of his friends. I think the guy's name was Jeff. It was him at an Oregon Ducks football game, but he'd taken a picture with the cheerleaders after the game, and it said, "Merry Christmas from Jeff and my new friends." I had thought that idea was pretty funny, doing a Christmas card. Usually it's families, couples do a Christmas card. He did it just himself, so I thought, why couldn't I? So I started thinking of ideas. In October of 2011, I started working on Real Mist for the iPad, which was a port of Real Mist 2000 for the PC, which was a remake of Mist, which came out in, I believe, 93. I work at Cyan, and my initial tasks were to, get it converted, running in the Unity game engine for the iPad. There was a lot wrong with it. Things had to be retextured. Sometimes new textures needed to be made. Reset up materials. Periodically update meshes. But I was a little out of practice with my 3D modeling skills. I had done a lot of 3D modeling in college. I have a associate in multimedia and then also a bachelor's in digital entertainment and game design. And I graduated with the bachelor's in 2007, but between 2007 and 2011, I didn't do much with it. I was working at Cyan already as a QA tester, and I'd been there pretty much since college graduation. I started this project. Knew I was a little bit behind on my stuff, so what if I practice at home and make my Christmas card? So my Christmas card ended up being just me trying to practice on how to use 3D Studio Max again. I had a simple idea of trying to make my card look like one of the claymation Christmas movies. I think my initial idea, I wanted to have a creature in there, and I also wanted there to be some sort of Santa sleigh that looks like you'd see something at the malls or the Sears department store or someplace where you'd go and actually sit in it. So I made a basic scene. I made a snowman that ended up being just really simple to do. I didn't have to put too much effort to try to make a creature. I remember putting my coat on and setting up my camera. I had a digital camera back then. Not the super cheap one, but not a good one by any means. I think I had it set up on a tripod, and I could press a button and a timer would go. So I'd hit the button, I'd go run and sit in a chair, do a little awkward pose, run back. I probably did it a few times and selected one of the ones that worked the best. So I finished that card and I gave it to some people. I probably mailed a few around. People seemed to like it. They thought it was funny. I knew my 3D wasn't that great in it, and that sleigh in particular was atrocious. I had a little idea, and when I started doing it, my idea did not work out. I hate that sleigh. I want to remake that sometime the way I originally had it in my mind. Everyone that I gave it to, they don't do 3D art, so everyone loved it. It was more than they could do. My next card, I think, might have been 2 years later. I knew I wanted to step up my photography game. I used a little crappy digital camera before, but my coworker Mark had got a DSLR to work when we'd start up our cars and let them warm up. He'd take photos or whatever. One day, I think I had my Santa shirt on. I had him take some photos. I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I did have an idea of pointing up into the sky, so we got some of me pointing, got some headshots of me just in case those worked best. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to go. I kind of formed an idea where I was going to make another sleigh, or potentially use the ugly one from the year before, but then put reindeer maybe on it and have Santa there. And then one of the photos of me pointing up in the sky, I wanted him pointing up at me like, oh, there's Santa, but then also have me as Santa in the sleigh. But I kind of just didn't do any of that. Yeah, I didn't do any of the 3D work. I was straight up photography that year. I ended up making it an awkward Christmas card style where I'm pointing up in the sky and then my face is overlaid over the sky. And it's just the most ridiculous looking thing, and it was stupid. And people seem to like that even better than the previous one. I don't know why. I guess it's ridiculous. If I got my years right, I think 2014 would have been the next year after that one, and I didn't do anything. Christmas 2015, I really wanted to do a card, but I never thought of anything that creative. I never thought of a 3D scene to do, I never thought really of a fun Photoshop to do, and I just kind of procrastinated. But realizing I didn't also do the year before, I wanted to make up something. So I started doing it, I think, the week before Christmas. I didn't quite finish, so I ended up making New Year's cards. I had used a photo of me taking at Leavenworth the fall before, where I found this girl in this pizza onesie, and I asked if I could get a picture with her. So I took a picture of me, it looked like I'm trying to bite it. And then as a joke, for a resolution listed on there, I said, eat less pizza. And then also, as a meta joke, I put to stop procrastinating. And I think some people kind of liked the card, but I remember a few people being confused because they weren't sure if I met this person or if it was a random Photoshop. I cut out the background, so I tried to make it very snowy, so people weren't really sure if it was a real photo or what was going on. In general, it was just a half-assed effort, and yeah, no one cared. With an effort to not procrastinate, I actually started Christmas card 2016 pretty early. I thought about the card a lot. I had an idea of what I want and props I wanted for the card. I had an idea for, and I think I ripped this off of the Deadpool marketing, but I envisioned myself in a onesie laying on a bare rug in front of a fireplace with stockings taken off the fireplace and the whole room just being decked out in Christmas stuff. I created the room in 3D Studio Max and I set up all my materials there and rendered it. Lighting was a bit tricky on this one because my photo I had to get lighting set up behind me to match where the fireplace would be at, but I didn't have a fireplace myself. I had actually ordered a few special lights that year. I wrapped myself up in lights, and then I had other lights set up behind to try to emulate the glowing effect that the fireplace would have given me. I ended up not getting the polar bear or any bear, and then even just some of the Christmas decorations I ended up not doing a whole lot of, because you know when I'm doing 3D art at work, when I get home I don't want to spend another 4 hours doing it the entire evening. So it was what it was, and I think people enjoyed the final result. It was kind of silly, it was fun, it was a nicer 3D scene than the previous one I did. It was a pretty cool idea, and